Okay, Nyasha, hi. How are you? Well done. Good. Your work is very good. It's very good. You write very well. Let's look at your work. Let's start at question 5. Evaluate financial and non-financial implications. You say you don't know how to write question 5, but you've done a pretty good job. Um, so let's start. The proposal at hand can cause both financial and non-financial benefits and drawbacks. Yeah, that's a fair enough introduction. So I think because they want you to do the financial, which you start rightfully correctly, let's do the financial. Calculate everything you can about the finance. So if they decide to do this, they will have this at a total sale price, and that leads to a profit of 53 after sales of this, of overheads of this. This is excellent, excellent work. I think what you need to just do is maybe give us a layout of, if you like, of how you actually work this out. And so actually just kind of have like revenue and do the direct materials and direct labor. Remember, that's kind of, this topic is all about marginal costing, marginal decision making. So you want to kind of show what contribution is and take off fixed costs. But this is all very good. This is brilliant. That's the answer there. It's rare for most people to actually get the answer. But you want to write this out because it's asking about the finance. Right. So then, of course, you then go on to then sort of good. You then, I mean, Roger's doing a great job. You mentioned, you introduced this with however, and I'm sure you've picked that up from business studies, probably, or economics. Yes, and you're talking about quality. The thing is, yeah, this is it. The fact is that demand, the quality might fall. This is perfect. You say then they might, because they're thinking about expanding overseas, and you sort of highlight all those issues. And so, yeah, I think these are all very, very good issues. I mean, again, what you always want to highlight is, first of all, they must have spare capacity. What you also want to highlight is, too, that they must not affect their existing clients, right? Because their existing clients are the ones actually covering their fixed costs. And if you like, like you say, there are issues here. First of all, I think you talk about it. Oh no, sorry. There are current issues because there are a lot of assumptions here. Will you actually be able to get skilled workers to actually do the work at that overtime? And then the other thing is, the more you work these guys, I think you talk about it anyway, the quality of the product, or even it can start leading to demotivation. Right? The fact is as well, at some point, remember all this decision making, everything we're doing here, spare capacity, affecting clients, and it's all short term. So at some point we have to tell this client that, listen, we can't keep selling it to you at this lower price because we have to cover our fixed costs. So those are the kind of non-financial implications, the effect on your staff, so to speak. On your staff. The other thing here is this: if your other clients hear about this, well, they might, if you like, want a discount as well. Now, another good issue, again, is that if you continue to expand, your fixed costs will increase. So the dynamics start to change, things start to change. So good work on that. Let's look at the next question. Ah, right, you even have more here. So brilliant. Good work. So, however, if the clients are satisfied, that's a positive. Now, I think these people also wanted them to do it in record time. So that was another problem. But anyway, provides a presence, very good. Yes, you have a percentage there. All very good there. Yes, good. Yeah, so the key point here is this question of underutilization, very good. The key point is that sometimes when staff are idle, if you start making them work too hard, then like we've talked about that. So there is some underutilization. So an advantage is maybe you don't want underutilization of 550, but you do want space and time for your customers to be able to breathe and have a break. And you do highlight that. Exactly. So you're beginning to say that you probably have to pay them more, and that's quite a high cost, £50 higher than normal. And then you you finish up with what you think overall. So I think this is an A grade answer, personally. This is a very good answer. I don't think anyone could write a much better answer than that. So well done. Well done. Okay, let's look at the next question. Yes, this is all very good. Although, interestingly enough, the problem with this question is that you have stopped at, and it's funny because Anna did the same thing. You stopped at 0.3. Should we use 0.33? And that takes that down a little. So that means that I think this becomes 29 or 26.77. That means that the ranking then changes, but it doesn't matter because the examiner will still give you your marks for your for your follow through. So this is all very good. That's how we do this. Again, the key point here is that we're trying to maximize contribution because we have covered our fixed costs. If you had to evaluate, you're really saying, again, we've covered our fixed costs. We can start to think about marginal. We can start to think that in the short term, well, in the short term we have a scarce resource, forgive me. We have a scarce resource, so let's just maximize our contribution. So rank your products and then produce it in that order. And you can see even when you calculate the profits, if you don't do it like that, you won't have as much contribution. Because remember, after fixed costs, all contribution is profit. So the greater contribution is, the greater profits are. Okay. And then finally, yes, I think that's, yes, and this was also very well answered. Excellent. Yes, this is exactly what I wanted you to do. Perfect. 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 Well done. So you watched the video. That's good. Yes, exactly. On paper it does seem so, and then yes, again, so that's correct. And so the question really might be to see how we can, yes, I mean, the question really can be to see that it's still making a contribution. So whatever judgment we're making, let's make it based on these guys. And it is making the least contribution. We can clearly see that. Whether or not we could reallocate the fixed cost to keep it alive, but to say it's making a loss, it's flawed. Because, and also highlight the fact that fixed overheads are not, are allocated, right? They're allocated. They're not real. They're just allocated. So you're allocating this cost. It's not a real cost. It's stationary. So maybe a better allocation would work. But really good, excellent work. This is the best work I've seen from your class so far. Good work. Well done.